Okay, so today it was funny. I was actually recording a video for the Portion Fix group, and like partway through, I'm like, oh man, this video is going to be like 20 minutes long if I keep going it. So I'm just going to this will be our topic tonight for the call. That way, we can really discuss it and go through it because I think it affects a lot of people. So it's all about changing something, transitioning, right? So if you're trying to stop soda or pop wherever you live and say, if you're trying to transition out of that to something that's better, if you're trying to quit nighttime snacking, if you're trying to, just change something, most likely it's a habit, right? You are going to have, it could be due to cravings, like with sugar, we want to, the more we have, the more we crave. But there's ways to transition from that thing you don't want to be doing to a thing you do want to be doing. So I wanted to talk about that. And then also sometimes, the transition might be really small because you can fit it into your plan, right? So it may be just you're making adjustments, like something's really important to you. So you're going to make adjustments. Let's just get into some kind of detail. So soda, I think, is a really good, example. If someone's trying to quit soda, I know I was a Coke a day minimum forever for most of the majority of my life. And I actually had mono and then didn't crave it anymore and left it and just went to coffee. And I don't know what happened. I had mono at a very late age. Like it was like 38. They're like, oh, you have geriatric mono or whatever. I'm like, okay, that sounds fun. So, but it was something that made me like, I had this little window where I didn't crave it. I wasn't having it. And then I lost it, right? Which was perfect because I didn't want to keep having a soda a day. Now you might be using a soda because of the sugar content or as your crutch or, whatever to boost your energy at some point in your day. I mean, that's the reason why a lot of us have soda. I mean, you get used to the taste and you crave the sugar, but you also have a caffeine element that you really get used to having that bump. But that coming down off of that sugar and off of that caffeine really makes you feel worse than had you had something that wasn't caffeinated or wasn't sugary to begin with. So it's kind of making that adjustment, getting out of this all sugar, all caffeine, narrowing down the drinks to things that work better for you, and then eventually getting to something that is the best. So I know a lot of us put sweeteners in waters. So that would be, or something that's a seltzer water, but maybe still has a little sweetness to it. So that would be a good transition from a soda to, something that's still slightly sweetened. And then maybe from there you go to something that's unsweetened, right? So it's really about just taking these steps to get off of it. Because I know a lot of times when we go cold turkey, it's like you have some event or something happen, right? And then you're just back on again because you're like, screw it. I'm just going to do this, right? I'm just going to keep on this thing that I'm really used to because it's part of a habit. So does anybody have something that you are working on like that? A food, a drink, something you'd like to get out? Because we can talk about the specifics of that.
I'm trying to get rid of this.
What's that one?
It's a black cherry flavor sparkling water. I'm not a Coke fan. I mean, if I have a sip, I'm regretting myself for months. So,
so what's in that one, Maribel, that you don't want to have anymore? Is it artificially sweetened or is it?
I think so. It's just like carbonated water.
Okay.
That's it. And it has citric acid, potassium citrate. But it doesn't have anything, but I feel it like it is really sugary and it doesn't have any. No added sugar or none.
What else is in the ingredients?
How's it sweet?
I don't know. Potassium, benzo, preservative, and necessarily something.
Is there anything that's like
a
sucralose or an aspartame or a stevia?
Nope.
Anything ends in LOCU or whatever it is, Los,
Los, yeah.
sugar, hidden sugar.
Well,
Nope.
that's interesting. I'm not
What's
sure.
the
It tastes
brand?
really
That then.
sugary.
What's the brand, Maribel?
It's Clear American.
Clear American. I don't even think I've heard of
I've
that.
never even heard of that brand. Are you gonna look it up, Lily?
Yeah. Clear American sparkling
Yeah, there's
water.
got to be something in there sweetening
I don't know.
it.
It is really, I mean, it's addictive because my daughter would go through a 12-pack in 3 days, 3 or 4 days. If she keeps
Yeah.
drinking this, I mean, she's like, it has 0 calories. I'm like, yeah, but it tastes really sugary.
Right.
I
Yeah,
like,
and what we
I like
talked
it,
about,
but not as
yeah.
much.
and like we talked about in our call before, even having no calorie sugar stuff still tells our, that sweetness still tells our
Mhm.
brain that we're having sugary things, and we still
Mhm.
want the sugary things. So you really want to try to lower all sugary things out to stop those cravings and go to, natural sources. It was interesting today. This is kind of a side note. So somebody had posted a package of frozen broccoli in one of the food groups, and it had they were in Dublin, Ireland. And so their packaging looks a little bit different. And it had 1.6 grams of sugar naturally occurring in the broccoli. And I thought, well, that's interesting. So I went and looked it up, Googled, does broccoli have sugar in it? And turns out it has a naturally occurring, 1.6 grams of sugar per serving. And which those are all fine, right? Those are things that are just occurring in the plant itself and work fine. But when we're adding in more sugars, that's when it's also like you get a satisfaction brain wise
Mhm.
from that sugar, right? And it's like gives you a little hit. And so then you still want it, even if it's a 0 calorie
Yep.
sugar.
So it has aspartame in it.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that makes
And-
sense. And that's super sweet. I can't remember what Bev said on it, but it was
Yeah.
like crazy sweet.
Yeah, it has natural flavors and aspartame. So that would.
So
be
I would
what
cut that one
tastes-
out. Yeah. So, but you could find like, there's lots of sodas like that are, fruit flavored that have stevia or less and have less sweetener in them. So like, I know Zevia is a brand that Alana likes. I just saw a new one in the store. I think it's called Olipop.
Oh.
And it's got like a little bit of cane sugar, and a little bit of, I think, stevia in it, but it actually tastes more like regular soda, not like a diet soda or something. And it was pretty good. And it actually has a lot of fiber in it. So, there's lots of options coming out now. You just want to get to the most natural piece
Mhm.
of it.
And there's a ton of carbonated flavored drinks that are sweetened with natural flavors or
Yeah.
stevia, like she said. There's
Well, I don't have any out here. I got a refrigerator right here. I have Spindrift all the time.
Yeah.
Like that's the one I like the most because it's using a real fruit juice. So it's like 15 calories, but it's using real fruit.
Mhm. I like the one that Joel drinks, but this time we ordered those, and I'm like, and I tried it. I'm like, it is good, but once in a while, not.
Right. Not a bunch during the
Mhm.
day. And carbonated waters can actually, I don't want to say they can dehydrate you, but they don't hydrate you. So you may think you're getting in, enough water and liquids, but the carbonation, there's something about it where you just don't hydrate as well with it. So if you're using that as a source, of hydration during the day, if you're having 3 or 4 or 2 or 3 or something like that, then that can be, you'll want to drink some extra water too.
yeah, it's not as good as water.
I mean, what is really?
That's true.
That's just the way it happens.
Did you say that brand was AHA?
Olipop.
Oh, okay, because there's a brand called AHA.
Oh, okay.
It's sparkling seltzers. Some of them have caffeine though, so careful which one you grab.
There's so many good options now. And like, I know one of the brands is Ice. That's really popular, but that has artificial sweeteners. Same as this one, I think it has aspartame in it. So you just really have to turn that label around and see how they're making it sweet. and how it's tasting. Yeah.
If you have a Trader Joe's near you, they have a couple options that are pretty good.
They do. They have like their own brand or something that I
Yeah.
bought before that was really good. It was like a ginger something. Yeah. And then they also carry Spindrift too.
Yes.
And Costco carries Spindrift if anybody's near a Costco.
I don't have
My
any
favorite-
cost one here.
Oh
favorite
man,
store.
I'm sorry. See, you guys all get Aldi's
Because
and we don't get Aldi's.
you're
Yeah.
not near one either, Michelle?
No, not a Costco. We're getting
Oh.
an Aldi. I'm so excited.
You're getting a what?
We're getting an Aldi here.
Oh yeah, I keep hearing like we don't have Aldi's out here.
Yeah, we don't.
And I keep
Well,
hearing
our
how amazing they are.
Half hour. Yeah, they're amazing.
Mhm.
So,
I love it.
We did shop in a few Aldi's when we were on our RV trip, and yeah, they always had good selection. But
Mhm.
I think
heard
did
they
someone
started-
say they're owned by Trader Joe's?
yeah.
Okay.
oh, they are. Oh, okay.
Yeah. Maybe they're like the East Side Trader Joe's. And we got the regular Trader
Maybe.
Joe's.
Maybe. Yeah.
All right, so let's talk through a different, or Michelle, do you have something with that you like, is there something that you kind of feel is a hang up for you food wise that you want to eliminate or change?
Anything with sugar in it. I've got a major sweet tooth. I mean, it's bad. I mean, even down to Honey Nut Cheerios.
Yeah. So, I mean, you will really need to swap out things with less or more natural sugar to begin with, right? And like, so fruits, are you doing like portion fix or, okay.
Yeah.
So I find too, if I'm full enough on portion fix, so if I'm in maintenance, I don't have near the cravings either. Because I'm not hungry either. You know, I'm like, I've got all these containers I need to get in. And so then I end up eating better. And so it might be a good idea to eat in maintenance for a little bit, then go back to a deficit if that's what you're already on right now, to get through that sugar piece, right? To stop the cravings.
Okay. Yeah.
Or try to swap things out, right? You want natural sugars. I like if you do like coffee creamer, I do like real milk and some maple syrup. So you just kind of keep lessening and lessening and lessening until it's still a really, comfortable amount. Like you're like feeling satisfied about it, but you've, continued to bring it down. So it's not the same amounts you were having before.
I did switch from sweetener to sugar in my coffee in the morning. So that was kind of a mentally hard to do.
Yeah.
From all years of avoiding it completely, but it's probably better than the alternative.
I think so. And you can go like I don't know how coconut sugar dissolves in coffee, but like a coconut sugar is good. An actual cane sugar that is a full, actually came from the cane, not a refined sugar. Maple syrup, honey, trying to think of what else, but any of those are better. Yeah, stevia is fine too. Yeah. I don't enjoy that as much, that flavor as much. Like I like the real, so you have
the
to
real sugar gives it a different flavor.
Yeah. And the hard part is like, you still have to feel good about how it's going to eliminate then that feeling like you want to binge on something later. Right. Cause you don't want to like all of a sudden be like, I am missing out on everything and I'm just going to, have it. Right. Cause we don't want to do that. So you kind of have to step it.
Baby steps. Yeah.
Exactly. And it's kind of the same thing, I know like with snacking, a lot of time that one tends to be a habit for people. Certain time, like I always used to have something after my kids would go to bed because I was like, those little hellions, I deserve this, but it's like, I also deserve to not feel poorly about myself or, stay up extra late and not get enough sleep. And, there's all other things to think, ways to think about it. But there was a habit there, something sweet in the evening. And so I went from maybe bigger desserts or actual things to squares of chocolate. And it's funny because I find sometimes, most of the time I have like a whole chocolate bar sitting in the cabinet, just kind of like a break in case of emergency kind of thing. But most of the time it can just sit there and it's no big deal. But there are some times where I find I start getting in that habit again, where it's like every night I want the chocolate. So then I kind of have to think to myself, am I doing this out of habit? Like, do I really, really want this chocolate? Is it important? Or am I just reaching for the cabinet because it's 9 o'clock and everybody's, you know, quiet and I actually have some time, you know what I mean? Or do I, you know, can I just skip it tonight? So anytime you're changing those habits, you kind of have to reflect a bit to be like, why am I actually doing this? Is it actually satisfying after I've had it? That's another big indicator, right? After you've had it, what are the feelings you're having about what you just had?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, but
Because it shouldn't be one of regret, guilt, shame. You know what I mean? It's just food. So we got to kind of take that away and be like, well, then let's just say no and feel empowered about that no and move on to something else or be busy with something else, start a book, you know, watch a show, whatever it is. So
I think that's the hardest part, Diana. Like right now where we moved to rent the place, there's like Mexican stores in each corner.
yum.
No, I know.
Yes, I agree with Deanna. Yum.
No.
I would be in big trouble
Oh my
too.
gosh. I hate going. My husband even laughs at me because I'll order online. They'll come and drop the groceries at the front porch. And he's like, you're
Yeah.
not going to the store? I'm like, no. I'm like, I'm afraid. And he's like, why are you afraid? Like every time I go, I bought some sweet candy. And it's like, oh my God, like a Kit Kat. But
yeah.
it had 30 something sugar. What is it, Alexa? It's like caramel.
Okay.
And Alexa is like, you know how much sugar that has? I'm like, I'm just having a little bite. And she's like, yeah. No, I think we ate like a fourth, and I'm like, let's throw it away. I'm like,
Right.
I'm not no more.
Yeah. Well, and that's the other thing too, like those candies and like Kit Kats and Snickers and all those things, they are all engineered, right? People are literally studying that you taste it and immediately want to keep eating it, right? Same with Lay's, same with Doritos. And so it's like, that's the other piece I find. If I have something that's more flavor like concentrated, like a dark chocolate versus like a milk chocolate, you kind of get more of a bang for your buck. And then maybe you're done with it, right? But like they have literally engineered these foods so that we want to just keep, you know, the M&Ms and everything. It's crazy.
I didn't notice how much sugar I had until she looked, and she's like, Mom, you're always picky. And did you know how much sugar this has? I'm like, oh, just shush. And she's like, 30 something. And I'm like, really? I'm like, no, it's going to the garbage. I'm like, nope.
That's funny. Yeah, I taught my 14-year-old to read labels now too. And so now we're in the grocery store and be like, we can't get that. And I'm like, all right.
It's surprising how much sugar is in like everything,
Everything.
and how much sugar is in a lot of, you know, just everything. It's the amount is just high.
Yeah.
know?
And in restaurant food, right? Like, you know, you don't even know what's in it because it's just going in. But like even silly things like canned tomatoes, where it literally just says it's canned tomatoes. Like I think
Or
it's
ketchup.
Hunt's. Yeah, some of the Hunts, they add sugar
Yeah.
to the canned tomatoes. I'm like, I don't need any sugar in there.
Yeah. It's you really have to read labels, because there's
Yeah.
so many tricky things that they, you know, especially like I know we've talked about the alcohol sugars in the past, and
Yes.
how they're not regulated and they can add it and they don't have to put it on the label.
Well, and
at all.
most of the time they'll say on the front, no sugar added or no sugar something. You know what I mean?
Yes.
They'll say something and you would think then they didn't add anything. And then you
Yeah.
turn it around and it's a totally different story.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's a mess.
I don't think it's changing anytime soon, unfortunately. So you just gotta read labels.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm just counting days so I can leave from here, be far from the stores. No civilization close to me.
You only have like 5 months left, right?
Yeah. That's it.
So is there any other, you know, kind of things along that line?
Yes.
Stuff you
Do
want
you
to talk?
Do you
What'd
have
you
any? Oh no, do you have anything, Lily?
I was just gonna say that when I'm standing in front of the fridge and I'm grazing, if I don't want to eat any vegetables, then I don't really need anything.
Yeah,
And
that's a good.
that's kind of one of my ways that I gauge myself of, if I'm not willing to eat a vegetable, then I'm probably not hungry. I'm just not keeping myself busy and out of the kitchen, which is
Right.
a big thing. So keeping your hand, like even when I go to a party, if I'm holding a plate or I'm holding something, I have less tendency to grab for food, or if I'm holding, a drink, because I like my wine and whatever else, but I'm less able to grab and eat something just mindlessly, because when you're at a party, that's like the worst time. It's when
Yeah.
you're just mindlessly standing around the food and eating.
Well, and that's the
but
other thing, right? Don't stand by the food.
Yeah.
Try to pick a spot that's where you actually have to move to get over there. And
Yeah, one of my things is I always keep baggies of veggies ready to go, and so I can always grab a baggie of veggies. And again, if I'm not willing to grab the bag of veggies, then I'm not hungry. So
that's true.
uh,
It's kind of like the whole, if you're not willing to eat an apple, you're not hungry thing. I see that meme all the time.
yeah,
So, and
Yeah.
then I don't know if anybody, like I was going to recommend to the book Atomic Habits. If there's some habit changing you really feel like you want to work on, that is my absolute favorite book for that kind of stuff. And I'm trying to think if there was any podcasts. The other book I think can go really well too with a habit change is the 5-second rule. So it's kind of a quick, like, don't think about it too long. Like you're trying to get something done. Don't think about it too long. Just get on it and do it. Make the decision. So those 2 books are what I'd recommend if it's something you really want to kind of dive into and, change for yourself. All right. And then we can go to food labels, unless anybody wants to talk more about any of that. Does
no,
anybody-
I found your thing of having a little bit of chocolate. I found that works for me. I'm the same way. I have a chocolate bar that's well, unless my daughter's eaten it by now, but I have a chocolate bar in the freezer that I'll just eat little bits off of it, and it can sit there. There are some things I just don't bring into the house because I know that I don't have the self-control, and I'll eat, like the entire bag of mangoes because I really love dried mangoes.
Yeah, I'm not getting those anymore.
I will eat the whole bag if it's in the house, if I don't portion it out ahead of time. Yeah. So, but I can have a chocolate bar, dark chocolate bar sitting there, darker the better, and just take a square. I also love making the Shakeology balls, the energy balls, and having one of those as well, because that is like a dark chocolate ball.
Right.
Basically.
Yeah.
So.
And you've got good ingredients and,
Yeah.
and that's the thing, right? As long as you, like, I think that's the whole thing with me. Like, I used to not be able to have certain things in the house, like a chocolate bar, but like now it's like, because it's there and I know I can have it whenever I want, and I have that kind of mentality happening with it, then it's not as big of a deal. But it is a shift, right? You have to, like, Lay's potato chips, the sour cream and onion, still, when they're in my house, are in my hands. And it's just, it's one of those foods that I'll even literally be making my shake and just got my hand in the chip bag. Like, let's just have a couple of these while this is blending. So they don't get to come in very often. You know what I mean? They're just, they make an occasional, visit.
It's willpower, and it's making choices for yourself and knowing when you can't have them, and making it a treat, not you know, like you said, an everyday occurrence.
Right. And being okay with it, right? Feeling like you still get what you're wanting, what you want.
Yep. And yeah, I totally agree. I went to a wine dinner last night and I had wine and I had all kinds of food, made for me and served to me. And I'm sure that the amazing pumpkin squash puree had 1,000,000 calories full of cream and butter and all kinds, but it was really good and I enjoyed it thoroughly. But guess what? I worked my butt off this morning in my workout and got it done. And I'm on track today to, stay with my nutrition plan. And it's just choices.
It is. And the good thing, honestly, is your body didn't absorb every single one of those calories anyway. Our bodies are very adaptable to how we normally are and then having splurges. So it's all good.
Yes. Again, it's a lifestyle.
It is.
Not a diet.
For the long term. All right. So does anybody have any food labels or questions that we want to go through?
I don't think I have any labels actually.
Man.
I was trying to, well,
Have you been to the grocery store this week? What's going on?
I did, but I didn't get anything good that I haven't shown you in like the last year. Yeah, I don't have anything good. Maribel, do you have anything good?
Only veggies, but most of them you eat them, so I'm okay.
Do you have any labels that you want to look over to see how good or bad they are for you, Michelle?
No, I think I'm good. I'm unprepared right now.
Yeah, normally we just kind of like people will maybe buy something and think, okay, well, how do we containerize it? Or how does this kind of fit in?
Oh, you can't see this.
Okay.
Are those the cauliflower thins? Oh, there you go.
Yeah, so, well, I just have the box sitting here. So this is one of the things that I had shown a couple weeks ago. And they're just, they're cauliflower thins, like an English muffin almost, but they're made out of cauliflower.
Oh, okay.
So, but yeah, so that was one of the things, but I think I literally have shown you everything that I bought lately. So I don't have anything new.
I guess we can just have a short call too, unless anybody has any questions or anything else you want to, chat about.
I have a question for you, Deanna. Aloe vera, can you put it on water?
I keep hearing people drinking it, right? But I honestly haven't looked into it much. Do you know more about it, Lily?
I don't know more about it, but I know you can buy aloe vera water.
Yeah, it is something that's become popular to ingest, and I'm not sure what the benefits are or why. So I don't really know.
Well, with me, it helps me with the bloating, but I'm not sure if it's like.
Okay. Well, yeah, maybe there's something in there that kind of helps your digestive system.
Wait, you were going to report back on your celery juice, weren't you?
Oh, yeah.
Really good. I've been drinking one bottle in the morning and one at night, and oh my gosh.
Made a big difference.
Has it made a difference for you? Oh, good.
Yeah. Went my last PT last week, and they changed it from every week to every 2 weeks. And they're like, it's working. I'm like, well, I'm doing something. And I'm like, it is working.
Good. I don't know if it's working, then I, keep with it. And that seemed like a really good juice too. Like they weren't adding in a bunch of, extra things. And so, yeah.
So this says aloe vera water. Aloe vera juice is a rich source of antioxidants which help fight free radicals, lowers your oxidative stress on your body, and reduces risk of chronic conditions such as diabetes, heart disease, cancer, with a big asterisk thing. Aloe vera juice is an excellent source of vitamin C as well. So I've never had it. I would assume they would sweeten it with something because
everything's sweetened with something.
Yeah, right.
If you ever accidentally tasted aloe vera, it's not very tasty.
I don't know. Well, this one they add mango.
Oh, there you go.
Water, citric acid, natural mango flavor, aloe vera, concentrated potassium, And then there's that bad word, sorbate. That's sugar, right?
No, sorbate is something else. Let's look.
No,
Okay.
sorbate's not a sugar.
Okay, sodium benzoate.
It's a preservative.
Okay, sucralose.
Sucralose is a
Close as
sugar.
Chamoy.
And sucralose is an
chamoy.
artificial sugar.
Yeah, that's what he
So-
has. So.
Yeah,
Sure.
there are natural aloe vera drinks that you can get that if you want those benefits.
Yes.
That,
I'll do-
without the sucralose.
I'll do more research.
Just read the labels. That's all.
Yep.
So, how do you have any questions, Michelle, about portion fix or getting stuck on containers or anything like that?
I'm doing okay now. My biggest struggle is the family and their food and the stuff they want to keep in the house and that I try to avoid.
Yeah.
But
You know,
that's-
with making meals, I tend to just make like a big protein. Like,
Uh-huh.
so, you know, like maybe it's taco night and you make a big thing of turkey tacos. And I honestly, hopefully my kids aren't listening, but I put cauliflower rice in the turkey meat before I put the
Okay.
things in.
Okay.
And then it's all the same color. But you know what I mean? It's like you make something that everybody eats and then
Right.
you add in what works with your containers and they can eat like they normally eat.
Okay. I did make from the blog the other night, I think they called them the taco stuffed acorn squash.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And those were delicious.
That's what I'm making
Like-
tonight, actually.
They were
Yum.
great. My husband was like, it's a little weird, you know, he's a picky eater, but I took him to work for lunch the next day and everybody at work was like, what is that? That looks it was great. So
Yeah, that's a good one because you can make it somewhat kid friendly because it's just
Mhm.
squash and
Right.
like just the meat. And then you could put extra vegetables in yours if you wanted to, you know,
Right.
saute some vegetables up and just put it in yours with your meat. Which is usually
Right.
what I do because my kids,
Okay.
if you see a sauteed vegetable, they run the other way.
Yeah.
They only
mine
like-
just ate the meat out of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And there's a
Mine
lot
would
of
probably
things on
starve.
the blog, like a lot of slow cooker meats and stuff like that. Just a lot of really good ones on the blog that are meat based, and then you can add in whatever you need around that. Which that's kind of how we operate around here because they don't all eat the same way I eat, but I don't make multiple dinners. They don't want. Well, mine are old now though, but if they don't want what I'm making, they make their own dinner.
There you go.
Yeah.
But have you tried the turkey chili off the blog?
Not yet. I think that's on the menu for next week because I think everybody will like that one.
Yes, it's delicious.
Yeah.
It is so good. And
Very
I
good.
actually don't like the sweet potato, so I put in black beans. So just in case you run into that, it's
Okay.
you're kind of getting the same ratios then.
Okay.
But it's so good. That chili is so good. Hey,
Then
Kelly.
there was something that was on the released. I can't even say the word. It was the chicken with bell peppers and tomato paste.
Oh, like a paprika or
cacciatore?
something. Yeah, it was something else. So I remember what you're saying. And it looked
Yeah,
really
I don't.
delicious.
It looked easy and it looked really good. I wasn't sure to put it over rice or
Yeah, let's see.
something.
Yeah,
what-
you could put it over like brown rice, or you could
Yeah.
do the cauliflower rice as
okay,
well.
because that looked really easy and good. And I
Oh
think
yeah,
everybody would eat.
it's probably Basquez.
That's it. Yeah.
Basquez. Yeah,
Yeah.
I saw that one the other day too, and it looks so
Mhm.
good.
Well, Michelle, Deanna leads a food prep class, a meal prep class once a month. And so our meal prep class will be next Sunday. Is that
Yeah, the
right?
10th.
The 10th. If you want to come, we're coming up with, or she's coming up with some ideas, and we usually make 3 or 4 dishes so that you're kind of prepared for your week, which is a lot of fun. And we get to
Yeah.
try new things. So
Yeah.
Yeah,
Awesome.
and they're all out of the blog, so they all have container counts. So it makes it super easy to just
Oh, good.
fit it into your plan. I think we're gonna be doing an apple oatmeal, a baked ziti, and then a lemon garlic chicken.
Yum.
So
We even got Kelly cooking.
look at her
Your
go.
mom- my mom would be so proud of all of y'all to get me to like cook. My ex-husband asked her what was wrong with me because I didn't cook when I was married. He did all the cooking. He was actually a pretty good cook.
Hey, did you
But
ever
yeah.
give Dave the cauliflower pasta?
No, you know what? I have not haven't made that yet. No.
Okay.
Yeah, it's coming up soon.
We all want to know.
Right?
We all
It
wanna know
passes
what
the
happened.
Dave test.
I don't know. I mean, if it's close to like just the whole wheat pasta, he liked that. So if it's close to that,
A lot of
But
times
you know-
you can't tell, like the lentil chickpea one that I had, you literally couldn't tell that it was not just regular wheat pasta.
yeah.
There was no flavor difference really.
Yeah.
To me at least.
Yeah. I kind of had, because he saw it on the counter the other day that
Right.
I put it away for him to forget a little bit. And
Yeah, that's a good
so-
idea. Good idea.
Yeah, because otherwise he'd be questioning it
Yeah.
immediately. So
I'd be
yeah,
like,
we'll
that's the
see.
stuff I saw on the counter. What's up with that? It's cauliflower.
Well, but so the way that I started with my kids when they would only eat beef was I would stick half turkey in and do half turkey and beef, and they never knew for like the longest time. Even my husband didn't know for the longest time, and he is like the pickiest eater ever. And so he finally caught me adding it one time. He's like, "Why'd you buy turkey?" I'm like, "No reason." And he caught me adding it in. I said, "You've been eating it this way for 2 years, so shove it."
You're gonna be fine.
Yeah, you're gonna be totally fine. But that's one easy way to kind of transition slowly into eating like turkey versus ground beef, or
Yeah.
just
So he does like turkey sausage, I don't even like turkey bacon. That just does, you can't, I'm sorry, pork all the way on bacon. I mean,
Yeah,
there's no
I'm with you. I'm pork me too.
Yeah, but with the turkey sausage, you can't really tell. So everything breakfast that he makes, he's been doing turkey sausage. So I have to give him like bonus points for that.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's definitely a change that he's made since his surgery. Oh, and by the way, he all his tests were reviewed again, and he's fine. So
good.
thank God.
So glad.
Yeah. Oh, Dave.
Let me eat more of that cauliflower pasta.
Well, we'll see what he does with that. Sure enough, he likes his icy, so he'll probably eat that and then go get an icy. Balanced meal there.
Right? You just
So-
gotta balance it out. That's exactly what I'm talking about though. So right now he's with the icy and the cauliflower pasta. So then soon he'll switch out the icy and keep the cauliflower pasta, and he'll just keep progressing.
There you
Just-
go.
He's
I
he's
hope
just
so.
stepping it through.
I just probably need to find good substitutions, like with the muffins. He did not, it was I finally got to it. He didn't like the raspberries. That's what
Okay,
it
yeah.
threw him off. That was
I
the
made them
first-
without the raspberries the next week, and they're still just as good.
Okay, so he didn't like the raspberries. He's like, maybe blueberries. But see, I don't like blueberries.
Yeah.
How about lemon poppy seed or chocolate or
Yeah, I'll have to-
There's a chocolate muffin recipe in
Yeah.
Fixate, and those things are
Yeah.
delicious.
so I'll
Yeah,
have to find something else. He doesn't even, I think he's weird because he don't like strawberries. Who doesn't like strawberries? I don't know. Or
Yeah.
even chocolate dipped strawberries.
oh yeah, he's weird. Everybody likes those. Come on.
There's no
I-
fixing him. We can't fix him. Sorry.
He's broken. No, he's not broken. But I don't know. I need to find a few recipes that he'll like. Yeah, so we can get him away from, I think he's also doing better on the snack cakes for
Mm.
like breakfast. He was doing a lot of those before his surgery, but he's done better. So I got to find something that if he's going to grab for it. He is eating a lot, and I need to look at the box, a lot of the Fiber One bars too. So I need to see what's in that. Probably a lot of sugar.
Yeah.
I guess.
Yeah. I haven't looked at one lately, but yeah, I mean, a beach bar would be a better mix of things because you have, even though that's a fiber bar, I bet you still probably get a better quality fiber in the beach bars.
Yeah. So my guess is it probably has a lot of sugar, and he's not really supposed to have sugar. So
Yeah. I used to make my own granola bars too. There was kind of a chewy version one that was on the Food Network that I would make for the kids all the time, and you could just put what you wanted in it. And so I would do like some nuts, but also chocolate chips and stuff. So they loved it, but it was a really good option.
yeah.
Yeah,
So-
those are there. I think there's a couple on the blog you can make
Okay.
for those. Yeah, the Fiber One has a lot.
A lot of sugar.
Well, no, it has a lot of ingredients that are not natural.
I was
Okay.
I wondered too, did they put in a fake sugar to not have as much added sugar?
I haven't even gotten that far.
I used to eat those all the time too. I mean,
Regular-
but then
Yeah,
I
regular
realize-
sugar, corn syrup, rice starch,
yeah.
canola oil, cocoa processed, maltodextrin, natural flavor, milk powder, corn yellow, fructose as well, barley malt. I mean, it's just a bunch of,
So that's 3 different ingredients that are sugar based.
yeah, and I
Yeah.
didn't even read the very first several ingredients either. So it's not, they have a lot of ingredients for such a small bar.
Yeah, they're not that big. I started when I think when I switched from those, I was eating like Kind bars, which I know are not the greatest either.
They're okay. They're just a lot of nuts. They're okay though.
Yeah,
They're more
yeah.
natural ingredients.
And eat in what's the other bar? Is it Nature's Valley?
Oh yeah, Nature
green
Valley.
ones?
Yep.
The oats ones, those
Yeah.
have a lot of sugar, I think. And so I stopped eating those too. I was like, I enjoy those for like breakfast too. So I've it's funny how I've progressed on my bars. And then, I like Cliff bars too. I don't buy them anymore. I had my last 2 recently, and I was like, no, because I think those, I forget I don't have one anymore to look at it, but there was something in there. I was like, yeah, I mean, probably should not eat those. So I'm not going to buy them. I mean, they're good for like something really quick, but yeah, I don't need to have those in the house.
Well, and
Just
like the Nature Valley bars only have 3 grams of protein, so you're not even getting a good source
Yeah.
of protein. For
Yeah,
all
those
the
are pretty
sugar
much
you're
just straight oats.
Yeah.
The green ones.
That would probably be just a good old fashioned yucky yellow.
That'd be like a refeed yellow.
Yeah.
Maybe a little
exactly.
more.
Yeah. Yeah. You should just order him a box of the beach bars and see if
There you
he.
go. See how he does.
I haven't even tried them myself.
Oh,
so I
well,
don't even
try
know.
them. They're so good. My son's been like, people are taking
I'll
them in
send
the
you-
box. They like
I'll
them so
send
much.
you one of each. I'll
Ooh,
send you one of
Okay.
each. so you-
Yeah, I don't think nope, I haven't. Nope, I haven't.
My grandson, God, my granddaughter, my 2-year-old granddaughter, they literally go to my car and open the box in the middle. And they're like, you have some chocolates in here. I'm like, really? I do. And he's like, they're so good. Can you buy more, Grandma?
And they're eating the bars,
Mhm.
the beach bars. Oh, nice.
And I'm like, I am running out. And he's like, you can go buy more. They're really good. I'm like, yeah.
Well, there are definitely way worse things they could be eating than that.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah, he takes a couple of them every time he goes to baseball on Saturdays. He grabs 3 or 4 and he's like, for my lunch during the week. I'm like, okay, go for it.
Can you tell about the,
Oh, nice.
the
But see, hydrate is good for sports.
Yeah, hydrate's great.
Yeah. For like, instead of Gatorade and stuff, it's really good for him. So,
Yeah, he just drinks like water during baseball, but he does. I normally take him to beach bars, and after he's done, he's like, "Oh my God, can I have one?" I'm like, "Yeah, go for it."
nice. Good pick me up afterwards.
Yep.
I always I take them on my paddleboard so I can have a little snack while I'm out there.
I always have them in my car as well. So, because you never know when you're gonna get stuck somewhere. And
Yeah, true.
Yes.
You don't want to be hangry and you don't want to grab
No.
something you don't want.
you don't want your kids to be hangry either.
Nope.
That's the worst.
Kelly, do you have any labels you want to go over? Otherwise, we're kind of wrapping up. Did she turn me off?
Kelly.
Oh, me?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry. I got sucked in. I'm reading these stupid papers over here at work. I do not, I'm looking if I have anything on my calendar. No, I think the one last week was the biggest one. So no, I don't have anything.
That's it. I'm gonna go on Amazon and order some labels for next week.
Right? Next week, it's going to be like an entire label show. Everybody's going to have stuff.
I was telling her, Kelly, that I brought all my labels. Like, I don't have any new labels. So
No, I'm even trying to think if I have anything in my freezer. No, I'm actually proud of myself because I have been buying more vegetables
Nice.
and doing the rainbow.
Nice.
I know I saw your post on
I know.
Instagram. I was like,
And that is really, I'm doing that because I think since I'm going through the other nutrition training, that has had me kind of think about what I'm putting in my body. I mean, I know we talk about it here, but I don't know, for some reason, I think it's because I feel like I'm going to have to be the example.
Yep.
So I better get my stuff straight before I start. Yeah. But no, and the thing about it is a lot of the vegetables that I'm picking, I forgot because I used to buy them before. I really liked them. So I think I just kind of got stuck like, oh, I'll just get the same thing over and over again. And I bought mushrooms. I'm like, what the heck? I threw that in some, I made spaghetti sauce. So I did that yesterday real quick. I had some like red onions. I mean, already chopped up because I'm not gonna chop up my own onions. I mean, might as well buy it. But I mean, it looked pretty too. I mean, I was like, ooh, red onions and mushrooms. And then I threw my ground beef in there and I had my sauce. I mean, I'm just trying to think of better ways to make my stuff taste good, but also be healthier too.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, lean beef, that's all I buy. I know Dave had an issue, I think, with that because he's used to like 80, 20 or 70, 30, if that's such a thing. He's like 93.7. It's like, yeah, that's okay. It's all good.
You'll be all right. He'll be all right.
It's better for his heart.
He eats it. It's fine. Yeah. But no, so I'm trying to buy things because I would just get like tomatoes and, lettuce and stuff. So I'm trying to pick things that I know, like red peppers and like I said, mushrooms, and I've got some other stuff too. But yeah, so asparagus, I love asparagus. I just kind of put it on the back burner, for a while because I think I was eating that all the time. But anyway, yeah. I don't do as many fruits because those are carbs on that particular, it's counted as a carb in that training. So I prefer to
Still need
actually
your-
have other carbs.
You still need your carbs though.
I eat all
Having
my carbs.
other carbs.
Oh, well, yeah, what I'm saying is I don't want to, because I forget how many I get, like 6 or something, but anyway, I don't want to eat I don't want to have all fruit as my carbs, is my point, I guess. Because I could eat an orange, I could eat an apple, I could eat a banana.
Gotcha.
So I prefer like a sweet potato something. Yeah, instead. And I don't drink my carbs either. I have to, because well, I do on Saturdays.
I drink
My two
some of my
mimosas
carbs on
or
Fridays
wine
and
or something.
Saturdays.
But yeah, I try not to drink all my carbs. So, yep. So I'm just trying to buy better things.
It's a good plan.
Good.
Yep.
That's how it starts. You just keep buying better and better, and pretty soon you just notice that you're not interested in whatever the bad thing was that you were trying to avoid in the first place, or trying to cut out, or
Well, and I think it was mostly, I was just buying the same stuff over and over again. That gets old.
Yeah, it does.
that's why the challenge of eating the rainbow or eating,
Yeah, we're gonna do that
you
next
know,
week again
those-
in the portion fix group.
those 30
Yeah.
30 different foods in a week is a great challenge, because most people get stuck in a rut. I mean, I find I eat the same
Right.
vegetables over and over,
And
I
it's across a lot of the food groups, right? Because it's some of, the carbs, and so it's like you're trying to think about what plants you're eating through your whole meals. And it's pretty fascinating.
because what was that, Maribel?
No, go, Lily, go.
Oh, I was just gonna say, I find myself, eating very, I'm fine with eating a rice cake with peanut butter and my veggies, and with chicken or shrimp, but same veggies. So it's good to switch it up and try new things for sure, and cook them different ways as well.
Well, and I think what's helped me too is because I don't have, and I know nobody has a lot of time, but like when I go to Whole Foods, there's already like 3 packages already that I grab for rice, cauliflower, not frozen. I mean, sometimes I'll buy the frozen. There is a cabbage mix and a broccoli mix. And so they're all together, and I just grab them, boom, 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 throw them in and go on to the next area. If it's already kind of, already prepared or pre-cut for me, it just makes it easy. I'm sure I'm paying for it, obviously, but
That's okay. I mean, it's
Yeah.
worth that, paying it if you're using it,
yeah. And actually, when I look, honestly, like those little bags that I buy, they're like anywhere from $2.99 to $4. So really, at the end of the day, even like the diced onions that I bought were under $3, and it's tons of onions cut up already. So to me, it's almost worth it
Mhm.
to have
I
it
mean,
instead of me.
It's worth
it
it if it
out.
helps you stay on too, right? I mean, that's what's great about some of these other subscription things that you can do, and getting some of the
Well, and
packaged meals, if it helps, then that's awesome.
Yeah. Well, and I know y'all I think Lily's talked about getting the rotisserie chicken. That I do that too, because if I have that in already one of my little salad bags that I just can pull out and mix everything, and then put balsamic vinaigrette on it and whatever else, little something to add some crunch. That's what I do. I eat a lot of those little salads.
Yeah.
So.
Well,
that's good.
there's nothing wrong with making it easier for yourself. You just have to be careful when you buy prepackaged stuff that there's not extra stuff in it. That they don't put a dressing on it that has like a ton of calories, or because there's a dressing or a broccoli salad that I get occasionally at Safeway, and if I don't make it myself, they add a ton of dressing, and I'm sure that there's all kinds of junk in it. It's probably ranch and something else mixed together with something, and so it's very I have no control over how much dressing I'm able to put on it if I don't make it myself. But you can also, like you said, get the cut up broccoli or
And that's what I'm doing.
or the slaw that's already cut up, and then you can add your own things. Like we made the slaw in the meal prep class. I mean, I still make that slaw because it's so delicious.
And that was
way better, and you can control what you're putting into it instead of buying it from the store.
correct. And that was the small change that I made was instead of having the dressing in the packet, I just bought the veggie, whatever I wanted, broccoli or whatever it was gonna be, already cut up. And then I just add to it what I want. So yeah, I'm not doing the salad dressings anymore, that come with it. So
yeah, that's the best way. And there's a ton of dressings that you can get on the fix-it boards as well that you can make your own. So
Hey, Kathy.
I'm just saying a quick hello. So I have to have I'm not winning, but I won last week.
Nice.
So